Greetings and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. That's the question. Obviously, with a smile, maybe a sense of humor, but does God have an Amazon account? And of course, you know what I'm trying to do. I'm Stan Houston, and I do this radio program, and I'm trying to get your attention. I'm trying to get you to stop what you're doing and perhaps take a few minutes to find out what's that all about. What does he mean? Does God have an Amazon account? Well, I have an interesting story I'd like to tell you on this Sunday evening, flowing through the night into Monday morning. And it is where I almost asked myself that question, because something happened. It was either a mistake or it was a miracle, and it's certainly a mystery. And it led me to say to one of my friends, "Hey, do you think God has an Amazon account?" Well, please join me for just a few minutes, and I'll tell you the story, and then perhaps show you just how it might be relevant to you as a businessman, as a businesswoman, as a Christian lady, as a Christian gentleman, as an entrepreneur, as you meet the marketplace. I'm Stan Houston. The program is called The Master Entrepreneur, and it begins right now. And I can help you. First of all, The Master Entrepreneur is brought to you not by the Master Entrepreneur, but certainly one who is aspiring to be one. And part of the reason I can aspire to that is I believe that in the best way possible, I'm going to try and imitate, indeed, the Master Entrepreneur. Imitate the Master Entrepreneur. And share that with you. And because many of you are on the same journey, on the same road, as we come together on this individual, personal, on-demand radio. That's iPod. Individual, personal, on-demand radio podcast program. We will discover how together we can create programs like this. We can do programs like this together. And I can even help you do programs for you, your company, and your organization, where you can make your mark and perhaps reach tens, twenties, hundreds, thousands, maybe even millions on the World Wide Web on Internet radio programs. Sometimes called podcasting, but we avoid that term because we are new and we are very different from a lot of the people who are practicing, and that's what I would say, practicing podcasting. And what you need to do is you need to be performing a powerful radio program. Just a little bit of mystery that I want to put into it. Hey, here we go. This is the story on this Sunday evening. It was a few weeks ago. I just simply went out to the mailbox, and there was the mail, and of course the junk mail and the distributor. And there was a kind of a plastic mailing bag stuck in the back of the mailbox. And so I reached in and pulled it out and looked at it. And it was obviously a book bag. And it had my name on it. And it had Amazon on it. And I thought, I didn't order anything from Amazon lately. What's this all about? So I gathered it all up and took it into my house and started to open it. And it was a book. And it was a very nice book. Kind of a leather-bound, gilt-edged book. And I looked at it, and it turns out to be a copy of one of my favorite books ever. One that I have studied for years. It's The Imitation of Christ. Classic Devotions in Today's Language. Thomas à Kempis, compiled and edited by James N. Watkins. And I was amazed. So I started to look through it. Well, who sent me this book? There was nothing in it. Now, I've gotten gift books, and I've certainly ordered books, and you get a packing receipt, and you get an order receipt, and if it was a gift, and I had just received a nice gift for my birthday that my brother had sent me, and it arrived via Amazon, and of course it was nicely wrapped, and it had all of the greetings from your brother Gary, and this is a gift to you. There was nothing in the package. Nothing. No note. No way for me to know. No return address. All it was the book. And it was from Amazon. Now, recently, as some of you know, and if you'll go back to the next program before or so, I've been talking about miracles. Where one of my colleagues said to me, if you don't believe in miracles, you won't be an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur has to believe in miracles. And I just challenged you by saying perhaps we need to think about that challenge. And then I challenged myself based on what somebody else said. And he had said, Stan, I think you look for the big miracles. Start just looking for the little ones, the small ones. He said, I find a lot of miracles every day, but they're all small. But when I think them through, they're oftentimes very significant, but they're all small. And for many years, I would have just mistaken them as a coincidence, as something nice, something about life. I never thought of them as miracles. Again, just let that sit on your head for a while. It was a mystery. Mystery with authenticity is great power. Now, as a business performance coach, I'm really practical. I'm a business performance coach, and I can help you because all business is show business. All business is theater. It is all something in which you have something to perform and something to offer, and there is someone in the audience, a client or a customer or a prospect, and you have to perform, you have to tell stories, you have to attract them in such a way that eventually they make an incredible decision. They decide to give you money. They decide that you should get some of their hard-earned money because you have something, you are something, you provide something, you have some stuff that they would like to participate in, they'd like to play with, they would like to have in their own life, and they pay you money. They make the deal. You get the gig. And so I've been thinking a lot about that. And I can help you. Please, if you're listening to this and there's things about your life and your business when it comes to sales and marketing and leadership, I've had over 25 years of experience, not only now as the leader of the Christian Entrepreneur Network, but working with hundreds of entrepreneurs around the world to help them make their mark in their business. And I believe I do it very, very well. You can reach out to me at stanhouston@gmail.com, stanhouston@gmail.com. And I guarantee you that I will help you. I will help you free for a while. I will always help you in some way, and I will not charge you. We start for free. And then if necessary, we move to a fee. But we always start for free. I will gift you with some knowledge and some wisdom and hopefully some truth. Again, reach out to me, 520-664-7002, USA, and leave a message. Or, as I said, stanhouston@gmail.com. Well, very briefly, Thomas à Kempis was a man who was part of an entrepreneurial group of Christians in almost Middle Ages Holland. They called themselves the Brethren of Common Life. And what they were a group of committed Christians who decided that the way that they would live and do their work in ministry not only unto their own well-being, but to the well-being of God's kingdom, is they ran little entrepreneurial businesses. And in so doing, they were able to make money and use that for both the living they needed and the children and the family they had to support, and for the ministries that they believed God called them to. And it was headquartered around Deventer in Holland, the Netherlands. And I one time made a pilgrimage to the grave of Thomas à Kempis because I had always been deeply moved by the imitation of Christ. I don't know where the book came from. I contacted James Watkins, checked him out through the internet, and we had an internet conversation. I told him that I had gotten a book from Amazon. Did God send me a book through an Amazon account? And he said, Stan, I don't know you. But someone, Amazon, sent you my book. And I said, yes, they did. Someone did. Somebody did. Something did. And they sent me the book, and I am deeply moved by it. And in particularly, the introduction, which I remember so well. Listen deeply, my friend. The one who follows me will not walk in darkness, says the Lord. These words of Christ teach us how far we must imitate His life and character if we seek true understanding and deliverance for the deception of our hearts and minds. Let us then most earnestly study and dwell upon the life of Jesus Christ. Christ's teachings surpass all the teachings of holy men, and if we have His Spirit, we find spiritual nourishment. And then Jim Watkins goes on to tell how he was a man who was seeking all of the good stuff, power, fame, money, celebrity. And when he read this book, his life was changed profoundly. And as he will say, and I am just one of millions who have had a significant God encounter through this book called The Imitation of Christ. Now, I've read the old, kind of old versions, and I simply say, this is delightfully new and fresh. And he's taken some of those 500, 400, 600-year-old words and brought them right into the language of the marketplace and the life experience today. And I think I'm probably going to challenge James and say, hey, James, a self-employed businessman or woman, entrepreneur, if they got your book, what would be the 7 or 10 or 12 ones they should read first, or they should pay particular attention to if they truly want to be powerful, purposeful men and women? As we say, the Christian entrepreneur seeks God's special wisdom. God's special wisdom, insight, strength, and direction, so that they can build a life and business that matters, that makes a difference, which helps them to become fully alive. Well, somebody just sent me a text, and it rang here in the studio on Route 77. And so I'm done for this Sunday evening, Monday morning. But I would encourage you, think about what you heard today. Think about what you will be doing on Monday going forward so that you can better master the week. Make the week matter. Master the week and begin on Monday. And perhaps the best way is to continually remind yourself that the way you're going to master the marketplace and master the market and master life and perhaps be more fully alive is to follow the great imitation. Be an imitator. The Imitation of Christ, classic devotions in today's language by Thomas à Kempis. compiled and edited by James N. Watkins. I'm Stan Houston. This is The Master Entrepreneur. There we go, somewhat between 10 and 20 minutes. And we would encourage you to continue to follow us as much as you can. We're going to try and do many of these during the week, 3 to 4, maybe more. That's a real challenge, as well as the various video programs that we do. You can find out more about us at tcenglobal.org, tcenglobal.org. Again, reach out to me, stanhouston@gmail.com, or particularly about the radio program. If you'd like to be on the radio program, radioedge77@gmail.com, radioedge77@gmail.com. We'll be back. You be back too. For the week that is before you, best and blessings, and bye for now.